Hi scrappy friends, welcome to the Clique channel. This is Hannah with you today, and I am doing a mixed media layout, and this is just going to be really fun. I wanted to use some watercolors, so I am using the Shimmerz watercolors. A lot of them are like creamies and inklings and stuff, so I will put a link to whatever we have left in the Clique store. I'm not sure how much of the Shimmerz pots we have left, but you could definitely do this with regular watercolors that you have in your stash. It doesn't really matter when you do watercolors what kind you use, as long as they're colors that you love. So I kind of knew that I wanted to put my photo in that area, in that more open area. So I'm trying to put the watercolors on either side so that I can put my pictures there. I'm going to use two pictures and I'm going to have them kind of peek out. So I didn't want a lot of the color pooling, so I just used my paper towel to draw out some of that liquid. That is one of the tips that I would suggest, that if it's just too much water, too much color, you can just use your little paper towel, or you could use a baby wipe a little bit and just kind of lift up some of that water, and that will help it not take so long to dry, and it'll be more of a consistent dry, because when you let it dry and you have a pool of liquid, you'll get the rings on the outside, and then as the outside dries quicker and then goes on to the inside where more of the watercolor is. So that's kind of why I did it that way. I also wanted a little bit of the color to bleed into the other colors, but not too much. So as you can see, I picked some different color, purpley pink colors, and then that like peachy color. Right now I am using the mint colors that I have, and I'm gonna do a couple of vine like designs. I could have doodled this in too, and I think later on I go in and I add some extra of the little flower pieces that mimic the other flowers that are already on the page, with just like a micron pen or something. You know, I mean, it just, you do want to be careful not to use too much of a felt tip pen on gesso, because I find that it really soaks up and it will ruin your pen. But so having a good pen that you can use on watercolor and mixed media type elements is really good. One of the pens that I really like to use, so I have a few, but my favorite is the Precise pen from Pilot. I really like how that that roller ball works, and it doesn't skip too much. But I know this one I'm using that micron pen, and it's that does have a felt tip, so you kind of have to be quick with it, but it works a little bit better. And it's archival ink, so when if I went back over it with watercolor, you're not going to bleed the you also could use like a Sharpie. Sometimes I've used like the Sharpie pens. You do also want to be careful, because those are felt tip as well, and they might not go. Sometimes I use the what else? I know sometimes the Sephora, or not Sephora, the like the jelly rollers, sometimes those will work too. So it just depends. So I would just play around with what kind of pens you like to use. And it depends what kind of look. Do you want it really dark? Because a Pilot type of pen is going to give you a darker doodle. I mean, I didn't want it to show up a lot, so using the micron pen was perfect, because it's a really thin, you can get a really thin size and have, it's just enough. If I was going to do more than what I was doing, I probably wouldn't have used that pen. So right now I am deciding that I'm going to cut off part of the top and have it kind of like ripped, and I'm going to take one of the papers from the kit that I had left over from last month. I had this paper that I used with some cut files, which I still haven't used yet, but that's beside the point. So those are from Lacey, If you haven't checked out her store, definitely check it out. She designs a lot of the cut files for Clique kits too, for our exclusive stuff. So that is one of those things, if you're not using that full advantage, the fact that we have cut files and we have digital elements that you can use on your pages and stuff. So that's one of the things I really love. So I really liked this pink and white, or pink and red, or pink and dark pink. It's kind of hard to tell if it's like, it's not really red, but it's not really pink. So anyway, so I'm going to put this packet, and I actually thought about putting it upside down so I could use it to put my journaling in, because that would be kind of fun. But I didn't want to cover up the name of the flower. I thought that'd be kind of fun. So this layout is going to be about a trip that I went with my mom, and Kaden came with us too. And we went to one of the local produce stands. So here in Washington, because the area that I live in has a lot of farms and stuff, you will often see some of those farms put up stands, and they stay there all year, but they don't open, they're not open all year. But then they'll sell the produce from there, and you can get some decent prices. And actually, I find sometimes those prices are better than if you're in the store, even though in the store might have some also local stuff. But Washington is very much about the organic and artisanal and stuff. But it's really fun because you can go and look, and you see all of these fresh produce. And like when we went to this one, they had some really specialty apples, like some ginger apples, and they had an apple that was what was it? The kids liked it. It was almost sour, like a lemonade. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was a lemonade apple, so it had that tartness from the lemon. I don't know how they do that, but it's just really cool. So I took some pictures. I actually took some pictures of the nectarines because they look so gorgeous. All those bright orangey colors, and then I took a picture. They had a lot of hanging baskets. I actually have one at my house, and it just looks so pretty near where the water was coming out. They had that little fountain, and so I really wanted to document, these pictures because they're just really pretty, and it was really fun, and I had fun just going. I mean, it wasn't super big, but it was just fun going out and getting some local stuff. I definitely love that about this area, is there's tons of that kind of stuff available, and generally not too far. So I'm using the cut file that was for the month, and it has all these florally elements and like vine elements. So I'm going to use that to layer. And I also grabbed like a while ago, maybe last year, we got this pack of library type note pieces in the Dear Lizzie, from the Dear Lizzie collection. We got it in one of our kits. I want to say it was probably from the TN kit. And I love it because I've been using it. It works really well for journaling, but it also just looks really cool if you're using it to layer. So, and I did grab some stuff from the TN kit too to work on this. So it has some stuff from the main kit and then some stuff. I'm going to use that piece that was in one of the papers on the 6x6. I just cut it out, and it looks like a card, like a postcard or something maybe. And I use that to put my journaling, because I knew that because I had some of the gesso and stuff on, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do a whole lot of writing so on the page. So I just decided to use that. And I'm looking to see what kind of pieces were in the TN kit as far as embellishments, and I decided to go with that wander, though I think I wish I had added it up above where the card is, because I think it would have looked better, but at that point I had already stuck there, so it's okay. This layout definitely isn't one of my favorites. And I think we all have those moments, right? Where we have these amazing pictures and like sometimes we feel like the layout doesn't live up to that. But I really love the watercolor elements. So I feel like those elements on my page really helped tie everything together and it looked really pretty. It just, I don't know. I don't know if it was just like an off day for me or what, but I did have fun using these pieces that Gia made for the kit. These are exclusive to the main kit, and they're so pretty. They're watercolory, and see, and those elements really did work well with this layout. And there was a lot of stuff about summer and fresh, and like, I mean, how fresh, much how fresh can you get, you know, when you're going to a little market that they probably took the produce from like that day or the day before that they picked and everything. So I am just looking for lots of that stuff to kind of put in. So some of the pieces I use that tacky glue. I've been using that tacky glue from Eileen's and I really like it. It really keeps stuff held down. More comes out than like if you have glossy accents or something, but it really does hold pretty good, especially on top of the gesso and everything. So now I'm just kind of adding some pieces. I did add a couple of those hearts. There's like a gingham or like a plaid, and then this pink color. And I thought the pink would be nice because it'll tie in some of the pinks from the flowers up to the top. I'm going to end up putting up some puffy stuff from the TN kit too. And so this is when I also decide to whip out my Prima watercolors. So I know that we have some Prima watercolors, so I'll make sure I link to those. And I use those to paint on the butterflies so that it tied even more of that watercolor element. Like if you're looking at some of the pieces that Gia had designed, they're very watercolory and they look really pretty. So I thought it would be nice to have these butterflies come in and mimic that, just so you get that artsy, flowy, watercolory feel. I mean, they would have been fine plain too, but I don't know. I thought they were fun, and I mixed some pink and purple, so it really matched the colors of the die cut pieces. That's one of the nice things about doing this kind of thing, is altering your, you know, product that you already have to fit what you need it for. So I added some of those flowers that she had, and then what else? So here's the puffy stickers, and I love that wander and find. I mean, because you gotta find the best produce, right? So I really had fun with this, even though, like I said, it's not my favorite layout. I had fun making it, and so sometimes that's how it is, right? Even as us design team members, you know, we work really hard to try to give you guys authentic stuff that we make. But sometimes sometimes you just have a layout that it's not your favorite, but the story is great and you love working with the product and you had fun. And so in the end, it doesn't really matter if it's not your favorite layout. If you are telling the stories that you really love to tell and playing with the product that you really love, it's okay if it's not perfect, right? Because what you think about your layouts and your projects, someone else is going to see beauty in it, and they're not going to see all the, oh, I wish I could have did this, or I wish I could have did that, you know. I mean, so that's just my little spiel for today, right? Give you guys some encouragement that, you know, sometimes just playing and having fun is really what you need for your layouts. So, and it gets those stories told. So here are some close-ups. Definitely go over in the store and check out the Meadow Kit for August. And if you haven't gotten any of your add-ons for the September kit, make sure you go and get that all situated before that kit starts rolling out, because it's going to be a gorgeous kit, and you guys are really going to love all the stuff in the store for it. And you can use my code Hannah15 and you can get a discount on your add-ons. So I will see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great scrappy week. Bye.